Alright, this video wasn't planned because we were supposed to do other things this weekend, but it is -10 outside and everything's frozen. All the passes are closed, so we can't go snowmobiling like we wanted to. So you're getting another car video. My parts for my oil pressure sensor came in. So down on that side, this is gonna go into my oil filter housing. My only worry is that that's not gonna fit. So we'll see. I ordered it completely for Evo 8s and 9s for the oil filter housing, so hopefully that works. Still didn't go get vacuum line for the boost gauge, so that will for sure be a tomorrow thing. I will go get it so it can be in this video. My only worry now is that this little sensor right here isn't gonna reach all the way over here and down to where I need it to, and in the car it is just long enough right now to where it fits in the up to the gauge so I can hook everything up. So might be extending that. I do not want to, caught my hat right on the button, do not want to do that, but I do not know if we were gonna have a choice or not, so I don't want to do this. It's cold in here. Okay, so we got the old fitting out that was in there, and we have this here now. I don't know where I'm going with this. We got the plug out, okay? I went to put this in. This does fit, thankfully, but my issue is where it sits, it just ejects out right into the CV axle. So I don't know what time it is. Let me see. It's 6:30. Somewhere might still be open, and I'm gonna go grab an L. So it comes off this, and there's an L, so I can kind of put it out like this, and it can run up and towards the firewall where my plug's sitting, because I got that plug to go down by my O2 sensor that I put in for my AFR gauge. So if we can get this to run the frame and get it right up to that, that'll make me feel a lot better, just so I'm not constantly worrying about this rubbing on the CV axle and puncturing a hole, and then we just start spewing oil everywhere, because that would not be a good time. So I'm gonna go see if I can get that tonight. Hopefully I can, and then I can get everything RTV'd up so that it's cured by tomorrow. So hopefully they aren't closed. Alright, scratch what I said last clip. The way it came in the packaging, the sensor end was in this L, and it was opposite, and I had a brain fart, didn't even think to change it, but I changed them now, and it comes out, misses the CV axle, and I can run the frame where I need to go. So everything should line up how I need it to now. So I'm gonna RTV this stuff and put it in there. Don't really see a way that I can record it, because we're really close to the ground and I could barely fit under there. So I'll throw some RTV on this and we'll get back with you guys in a minute. Alright, real quick while I'm putting the RTV on this thing, I've seen places where it says you can Teflon tape these, but I'm worried about doing Teflon tape because of the fact of a lot of heat down there. I don't know how much heat Teflon tape can handle, but there's also a worry about going too deep on the threads, and it gets in the motor as well. So we don't want either of those things to happen. We don't want it in the motor. I don't want it to get too hot and start leaking. This, I feel like, is our best option because this is kind of what it's meant for. It's a oil resistant sealant, so maybe this will just all around be good. I'm hoping anyways, but I gotta let it dry for about 24 hours, so that's why I'm trying to get it on now. I was trying not to go crazy with it. I'm gonna have to get under there and make sure there's no oil under there either, but not too much, not too little. That's honestly probably way too much, but we're gonna send it. Alrighty, so here's your guys' best look that you're gonna get. It's that piece right there, and as you can see, the CV axle is right behind it, but with that L on it, I can kind of run it up, go to the frame rail there and go back. So hopefully that seals. I think I got some good RTV on there and around the edges to where it will, and it looks like it bottoms out in there, so it got pretty tight. Didn't want to go much further because I don't want to strip anything out in there, because that would not be a fun time. So yeah, we'll let that dry overnight, and as well I will RTV that oil pressure sensor into the other one so it's ready to go for tomorrow as well. And yeah, I mean, other stuff we can do right now is I didn't completely wire everything up in there. I just got that constant to hook up, and then the oil pressure gauge wiring itself. So hopefully that doesn't go bad like everything else has. But I'm sitting in a bunch of metal shavings right now. But hopefully everything goes easy with that. I mean, I might show you guys that, might not, because of how much wiring was in the last video, but it's kind of a mess in here. But like I said, vacuum line, I'll go get it tomorrow, and we'll get chugging along on the boost gauge next. I lost track of what I said in the last video. Pretty sure I said we were going to get the vacuum line out from there and go into there for my boost gauge. We didn't do that. Still haven't gotten the vacuum line. It's been in the negatives for so many days now, and I haven't wanted to be out in the garage. But today we got out here, and I did get my oil pressure sensor ran, so it runs up there, and then runs right down here. I can't really see it, but that's where my AFR plug runs to. Everything's hooked up, and I'm pretty sure we're ready to test everything out. On the old AFR gauges, it would make you calibrate with fresh air. This one doesn't seem to have it, so we should be able to hook up the gauges and just see if they work, and hopefully they do. My main concern is leaking oil, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Yeah, I can get everything hooked up in there, and we can see if I did this right or not. Alrighty, everything's hooked up to how it should be, and it should read. Steering wheel's locked, hold on. So for some reason it's reading 143 right now on the oil pressure. We will start it and see. The only one that's not going to move is this one, because I still have yet to get the vacuum line, like we were talking earlier. So hopefully the oil pressure reads correctly, because I don't have a dash. So we're not going to let it run too long. We'll check for leaks, but it's the moment of truth. And that's another thing I have to replace, is my cylinder there. So I don't know why it's reading 143. I'm gonna have to figure that out. AFRs look like they're doing fine. They're a little, I wouldn't say they're lean, maybe they're good, but those are good. Like I said, not sure why I have 143 oil pressure, because it's the same when it's off too, and it's not moving when I hit the throttle either. I don't know, I might do some research on that, and then we'll have to get back with you, but I mean, everything works, so it's a good thing. It's just not working correctly, so I'll try to get that figured out real quick. Don't mind how janky this is and how I have it taped up right now, but I think I found our issue. I have some leads right here going from a ground to another ground, because I don't think that I had it grounded correctly. I thought all 3 wires were supposed to go into the back of the gauge, but one of the orange ones that I hooked up was for a different color. So once I did that, it went down to 0. Once I connected everything, turned the key on, it went down to 0. So hopefully everything's there that's needed to be there. And I'll just show you, like I said, with the gauge now, it's going to go down to 0. Just starts at 0. So now we will start it. No, we won't. No, we won't. No, we won't. No, we won't. There we go. Goes up and around. I do not know if 76 is right, but it is moving. So that's a very good sign. Yeah, let me just rev my car like crazy while it's cold. Anyways, all that's working. I did check for leaks, didn't see anything, so well, that probably sounded lovely. But my first, like I said, one of the attachments is there, the other's at the ground. Do not see anything leaking there. Under here, don't see anything leaking as well. So I'd call that a win for now. I mean, we're gonna have to drive it and see if anything changes just because of the fact of vibrations and everything like that. But everything's ran how I want it. This thing's still apart and a mess, so I still have to put that back together. But it's already Tuesday, so you guys need to see the video tomorrow, and I need to edit it. So this is where we're gonna end off. Probably won't do another video on this in general. All I have to do for the boost gauge is hook up a vacuum line, and then I have to screw that pillar in, and we're good there. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. The last one didn't do so well, but we also didn't have anything to do this weekend, so I figured I'd just plop another video out for you guys. Maybe this one will hit the algorithm and get out to everybody. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, comment down below as well. You can flame my yellow car because nobody likes the yellow, I do. But you can make fun of me in the comments, I don't care. At least we'll be getting comments. And hit that subscribe button as well. We got a bunch of different content on the channel. We're just trying to figure out what hits and what doesn't. But once we figure it out, we'll continue to do that stuff. But on that note, we'll see you guys next Wednesday.